If your system requires motivation, it's already broken. Let that sit. If your system requires motivation, it's already broken. Welcome to video 10 of 10 of the Spend Like You Mean It video series. I'm sad it's the last day of our Spend Like You Mean It. I hope it's added a ton of value to you, your family, whoever you share this with. Share it with whoever you think it will add value to. And please like, subscribe, comment. I love getting feedback and interacting with you so we can continue to create the best content that adds value to your world. How to control your money without obsessing over it. If you've noticed the theme over the first 9 videos, it all wraps together in this theme to control your money without constantly obsessing over it. I'm going to share a story. Some of you know a piece of my story, some of you don't. I'm a workout nut. I love exercise. I battled alcoholism for 15 years. The last 10 years, I've been obsessed with health and wellness and exercise, and clearly finances as well. As behind you, you see all the books that I love reading about personal finance. Reach out to me if you want any book recommendations. I'm thinking about doing a whole series just on books because there's so many good ones out there. But I'm a workout nut. Do you think it is motivation that gets me up every single morning? If you're a workout nut, think of that for yourself. Is it motivation? Every morning when the alarm goes off, are you just like, oh my goodness, today I get to work out again? I'm so pumped up. Let's go. Yes. Woo! No way. No, not the case at all. Some mornings, yes, that is the case. And it's beautiful when that happens. You wake up and you could just feel, oh, I am going to crush the workout today. And then there's some days where I feel like I'm 107 years old and I'm just, oh, if I could just, I hope I can get started this morning. I'm not motivated. I don't want to do this. Why do I even do this? I don't really want to be here. I don't want to be sweating. I could just lay in bed or I could just go downstairs and take a nap. I don't need to actually exercise. Social media won't know if I skip a workout. That's okay. My wife won't know if I skip a workout. I'll tell her I worked out, right? All these different crazy thoughts in our heads. Half the time I'm not motivated. I do love exercise and it is a part of me, as we talked about in the last video. It's a part of my identity. And if you love it, it's a part of your identity. That's just who you are. But I don't wake up and am motivated every morning. It's not motivation, it's a system. I have a system without even really thinking about it anymore. My workout clothes are already laid out the night before. Been doing that for I don't even know how long. It's a habit. They're already laid out. That excuse is gone. The workout is planned. I know where I'm going, what I'm doing the night before, most of the time. Sometimes I wing it or I come up with it that morning when I'm doing my journaling and reading the Bible. Most of the time I think about it the night before. The alarm is set. Then it happens without motivation. The system's already in place. Everything is set up to have the least amount of friction for me to get up at the right time when the alarm goes off and go exercise. I also make sure you get enough sleep because if the goal is to wake up at 5 a.m. and you're going to bed at 1 a.m., yeah, that's going to be a recipe for a pretty low energy day, I'm sure. The point is, it's a system. I remove as much or all of the motivation because it's not going to be there. Yes, there's the mornings where it aligns perfectly. That's awesome. But most of the time, the motivation is not 100% there or even 50% there. But the system is, the habit is, as a result, it happens. And it's always the workouts that you absolutely hate to do. Those are the ones I always look back and go, I'm so glad I did it. Was that my A game? No, but I got through it. I found a way to plow through that 45 minutes and you feel awesome afterwards. Now I'm motivated because I just did something that was hard. I didn't want to do it. Now I'm motivated. But it's a system. Money is no different. You're not going to wake up every morning and go, today I'm going to save so much money, right? Maybe some days you do, but no, money is no different. Motivation's not always going to be there. It's a system. If you try to be motivated every month to save, you're already screwed. It's the truth. It's one of the craziest areas of life because it's almost like the more time you spend on it, the more it could potentially hurt you, which is very rare. As you can see, most areas of life, how do you get in shape? Well, you have to spend time exercising, right? You have to continuously stay on top of exercising. With anything, you want to become a better speaker, you have to spend time speaking. You want to become a better piano player, you have to spend time playing the piano. Money is very different from that. And I'm sure we've all met someone, and I'm just laughing because I can picture one of these guys in my head right now. But I'm sure you've met somebody who talks about a few stocks, or maybe it's one every time you see them, and it makes you nauseous at a certain point where it's like, I don't want to hear about this stock anymore. We know you own it. We know you've owned it for years. You tell us every time we see you, and we can see how anxious you are about the particular stock, right? You know that that person is staring at their phone most likely every day that the stock market is open. Sometimes every 12 minutes, just, oh my God, it went up 4 cents. Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, it's up 9 cents. Oh, it's up 12 cents. Oh, now it's down 6 cents. Oh, that sucks. We all know somebody like that, staring at their phone every 20, 30, 60 minutes. I don't think most of us want that anxious life. And that obsession over it can actually hurt you. And that can take time and energy away from your work, your mission, your passion, your loved ones, your friends. The final video in this series, the shift that we're really talking about is from control, being a control freak. The shift is from that to ease. Make it easy. How to control your money without obsessing over it. That's the interesting part. I'm using that guy as an example that looks at his phone all the time and it drives him insane. With money, it can be something where once a month for 30 minutes, you check in with what we talked about for those first 9 videos. Remember, if you remember what we talked about, how did you do on spending? Without judgment, take a look at it. Do you have the budgeting app if you want it? And it'll load it all up in your, it connects to your bank and it loads it all up in there. What was your income? What were your expenses? Did you earn more than you spent? And if not, then you can begin to troubleshoot it. What's going on? Where are we leaking the money? Where are we not being intentional with our spending? And that intentionality is huge. Once you troubleshoot and you get an answer, you can make the shift that can then, that's it. You made the shift. You heard me tell the story about the guy that started saving $100 a month and now it's 3,000, I think it is. He's a multimillionaire. It was a small little shift. He didn't obsess over it every day looking at it for an hour. He decided to make a shift. That shift probably took 15 minutes to open an account up that the money would go into every month. And then he did take the time to raise that amount every 3 to 6 months. Now he's a multimillionaire. That's how simple, in some capacity, the money game is. and why it's very different from other games where you have to spend a ton of time daily. Like you want to learn AI, you can't spend 20 minutes a month and be an expert and be in great shape in 20 years, right? But if you want to do well with your finances, with your money, it can be 30 minutes once a month. And once you build the systems, then it just compounds over time. What system do you currently have? What systems have you taken away from these 9 videos into this 10th one? And what ones do you need without judgment? That's the big thing. It's without judgment. And also your identity. How do you want to shift your identity? If you went through and listened and spent the time on all 10 of these videos and you're here and you decide, oh, those were nice, but I'm not going to do anything, that's no good. Now's the time. The time is right this second as soon as you stop this video. What's one small thing, one little mini system you can do? If you go through all 10 of these videos and at the very least, you take off one subscription that you don't use anymore, that's beautiful. What if you decide to sell a few things to create an emergency fund? That's beautiful. What is a system you can put in place that doesn't take a lot of time to do every month, but you can focus on it 5, 10, 20 minutes a month to make sure you are staying inside of that system that's creating much more freedom with your money for the long term? Which ones do you need? And as we talked about in a couple of the videos, what can you automate? That's where the systems come into place with money. Where can you automate your investments going here, your savings going here? You have your fixed spending. You know what it's going to be. You make sure you don't go over with whatever purchases you struggle with that do not align with your values. How can you automate these things? Because once you get the automation, it becomes so much easier. Then you don't have to worry about the motivation as we talked about. If your system requires motivation, it's already broken. Keep it simple. Simple wins. I have been blessed to meet some pretty successful, at least financially speaking, individuals. And when we're talking about their net worth and their finances, a lot of them, you would be astonished at how simple it is. Insanely simple. I'll give you one quick example. And again, we're not going down the investing, there's no investing advice or anything like that in that capacity. I'm just sharing a story of what one guy did. And it's as simple as he's probably in his early 60s now, and he's been doing this for 30 years. Him and his wife, they have 3 kids worth well over 15 million. But his salary was never anything astronomical. He just kept it simple. They have a cute little house that's not big. They've always driven used cars, and they've always earned more than they've spent. And he has a simple little, not little at all, I take that back, indexed funds, inexpensive, that he puts the money in. And now he's worth 15 million plus. And he can do whatever he wants with his family. That's what it is. It's talking with him and feeling the freedom that he has. He works at a job that he absolutely loves. He doesn't have to work. He could be done tomorrow. He loves what he does. I think his wife loves that he's out of the house doing something that he loves also. And she does a lot of volunteer work, and she's doing what she loves. They've created a life that is freedom. They just took their whole family to Europe for 2 months. Why? Because he can. Because he created systems that made his family massively successful, just on the financial front we're talking about, that has allowed them to do these crazy experiences. because they lived simple. They kept it simple and they did not rely on motivation. They fall back on their systems, which have been in place for 20 plus years. And now it has led to this. And I can tell you, he has a lightness about him and a love for life about him that is, he's always had, but it's even more at peace now because he knows what he's built is now going to last forever for him and his wife, and probably for his three kids, last forever, for generations down the road, because he's taught them those same principles. And it's just awesome to see. And that can be you. That can absolutely be you. Let's remove the motivation out of it. Let's add the systems into it and watch this thing work for you. I hope this whole 10 video series has helped you. I can't wait for the next series. Like, subscribe, comment. You know I'm going to respond back. I love hearing from you. It's just, it warms my heart if I can add value to anybody out there through my screw ups and learning from other screw ups and books and podcasts and everything. Next week, we're going to switch topics and go into a different series, but I just love doing this content for you. I hope it helps you. God bless. We'll see you same time, same channel next week. Challenges build champions for life.